The following is a presentation of Big Polly's World of Sports Sims. I'm Big Polly, and I approve this message. Big Polly's World of Sports Sims presents the Hometown Football League using Action PC Football 2020. We start a brand new week in the Hometown Football League, not a calendar week, but a week of games, which actually are going to be 15 of them, so the next 15 days we will have games for you. Today we have Miami on the road to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Miami has been a tale of two seasons already for Miami, winning the first two with Larry Zonka scoring 7 touchdowns in those two games and then losing two in a row. Cincinnati has also had their ups and downs as this season has worn on. So each team will be playing at their fifth game under rainy conditions at Paul Brown Stadium, 52 degrees, a kind of a dark and blustery kind of day, a 10 to 20 mile an hour wind and a light rain. Miami won the toss, and I forgot, beg your pardon, to set up the settings here. So let me set up so Miami. I will say that Miami received, and before we play, I will go in the game setup and change Miami into a computer team. I will be controlling Cincinnati. And let's turn off Ray Curtis, who we had for our last game, the Detroit-Dallas game that was so close, 28-23, and we had a bug in that in the last 10 seconds. And we were fortunately able to salvage and save that game. So Miami gets the ball first. I'm going to assume that they would want the ball first and not defer to the second half. Jin Jr. is back as the deep man. Morris and Marion also back deep. And we will get this game underway. And week 5 to boot. And here's Jin. And he gets to the 20, a return of 21 yards. Zonka, who I've already mentioned at running back with Tony Nathan. Landry and Mark Clayton at wideout. Clay at tight end. Marino at quarterback, who did not have a good game against Pittsburgh last time out. Webb, Little, Langer, Sims, and Long, your offensive line. For Cincinnati, Smith and Dunlap at defensive end. Atkins and Reed at defensive tackle. Spikes, LeClaire, and Burfict, your linebackers. Parrish and Riley at corner. Casanova and Nelson, your safeties. And on 1st and 10, I don't call defensive plays. I'll just let the CPU decide what to do. It's a handout to Zonka. Zonka straight ahead for 8 yards. Riley on the stop for the Bengals. And we'll set the Cincinnati offense and the Miami defense when Cincinnati gets the ball. You can see Cincinnati in dark jerseys and orange numbering and lettering, and Miami wearing their white and aqua green. 2nd and 2, ball to 28. To Zonka again, a first down. That's a pickup of 5 yards. Atkins on the stop. Ball now at the 33 for another 1st and 10. And that's a throw and a catch to Clay. He is just short of the first down marker, and it was Spikes making the tackle. 2nd and inches at the 43. It's to Zonka. It looked like he got enough for the first, and he did. Atkins makes the stop. 1st and 10, ball to 44. Zonka picks up a couple. Leclerc on the tackle. 2nd and 8 at the 46. To Zonka, and he picks up 5 more. He now has had 5 carries for 21 yards. Nat Moore is going to come in as the third wideout, leaving Zonka in the backfield all to his lonesome. 3rd and 3 at the 49. Throw, picked off. Casanova. But it's under review, as you just heard.
The ruling on the field stands. Interception.
An interception, and Cincinnati now gets possession of the ball. That was Tommy Casanova's first pick of the year. We'll set the Cincinnati offense. It's Dillon and Johnson in the backfield. Hujman, Zada, and Green at wideout. Ross at tight end. Anderson at quarterback. Munoz, Steinbach, Johnson, Montoya, and Anderson, another Anderson, at tackle. Taylor and Wake lead the defensive ends for Miami. Baumhauer and Manny Fernandez, the defensive tackles. Brian Cox, Thomas, and Beaucamper, your linebackers. Madison and Certain are your corners. And Anderson, and it's Dick Anderson, and Jake Scott will be your safeties. So Cincinnati has a 1st and 10, and their running game's pretty solid. We'll go trap right with Corey Dillon to start it off. That's a gain of 3. Pete Johnson was a banger. Played on those 80 Cincinnati teams. So we will kind of reminds me a lot of Mike Alstott, who used to play for the Bucks. We'll go to him on a dive on 2nd down. Miami was playing in tight. A fumble recovered by Miami.
This play is under review.
And they'll look at this one too.
The ruling on the field is confirmed.
Ruling on the field stands. Miami gets possession, and in these rainy conditions, a blustery 52 degrees and a light rain, I think that's going to happen quite frequently. So Marino back out on the field, 1st and 10 at Cincinnati 45. Marino, a throw and a catch to Clay. He picks up 14 in the 1st down, and that's Spikes knocking him out of bounds. Now at the 31. For another 1st and 10, this is to Tony Nathan, and Nathan will pick up 2 yards. Perfect makes the tackle, and now you got 2nd down and 8 at the 29. Nathan, a screen pass, finds a lot of room, 18 yards. Casanova makes the stop, who just had the interception not too long ago. 1st and 10 at the Cincinnati 11. Dolphins on the move. Here's your throw. Smith got a finger on it for Cincinnati, but couldn't grab a hand on it. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 now at the same spot, 11-yard line. And that's touchdown to Clay, Marino to Clay, and it's 6-0 Miami. And here's your point after try. Good. That is by Carpenter. If you were a Carpenter, you'd kick extra points too. 7:25 left opening quarter. It's 7-0 Dolphins, and the kickoff was a touchback. And I forgot to acknowledge the return men for Cincinnati, but there is another way you could do that, and that is to point out that it's Yeast, Watson, and Jones who are the deep backs. Yeast is usually the deep man for the Bengals, and we'll go back to Hushmanzada, short slant. Instead, it's a dump off to Ross. He gains 6. And Dick Anderson, makes the tackle. We'll go Dillon on a dive on 2nd and 4. Miami called timeout. They will have 2 left. To A.J. Green then, medium hitch. Incomplete. Now a 3rd and 4, so they'll bring 3 wide in. And that brings Collinsworth in as the third wide out, and they will go to him on a short hitch. Anderson tried to scramble but could not evade Brian Cox. Loss of 4. The last time Miami played, I was mentioning Cox was always like this Bill Laimbeer character or Dennis Rodman in the NBA. He's a guy you would love to have on your team, but if you play against him, boy, you think he's bad news. So on 4th and 8, they put McAnally from Harvard, the Ivy League representative of the HTFL. I don't think we have too many Ivy Leaguers on the rosters. He will be back to punt. Line of scrimmage is the 22. He's punting from about the 10. And it's a punt of 46 yards. And wasn't touched by anybody before going out of bounds. So now, a 1st and 10 at the 32. Miami, I should point out, has the wind advantage. And we have 6:15 left in the opening quarter. To Zonka. Zonka, no gain. LeClaire on the stop. As I believe that was a sweep to the left side. And Cincinnati was showing blitz. And the defenders got penetration against the offensive line and were able to promptly make a tackle. 2nd and 10 at the 32. The throw, incomplete,
Holding
marker down.
Defense. Number 51, 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
They get Takeo spikes for holding, and that's an automatic first, even though the penalty is just 5 yards. And now it's 1st and 10 Miami at their own 37. They have a 7-point lead. Incomplete. Landry was screaming at the officials for interference. No such call, as Ken Riley had tight coverage on him. Out of Florida A&M, great player for the Bengals in the 70s and the 80s. 2nd and 10 at the 37. A little shovel pass it looked like. It was a give to Nathan, and he gains 1. Perfect. Vontez Perfect makes the stop for the Bengals. 3rd and 9 at the 38. Here's your throw and incompletion. Mark Clayton went up for that Marino pass, could not come up with it. And now it's punting time for Miami. It was Larry Seipel who's doing the punting chores today. Also plays defensive back and was on that 72 Dolphins team that went undefeated. The only NFL team in history to go win a Super Bowl while going undefeated, even though the Patriots got one win away from that in 2007-2008. It was Yeast who returns at 11 yards to the 27. Cincinnati trailing 7-0, 4:25 left, 1st and 10 at the 27. And we're going to try to run on the outside here a bit more. Here's Dillon. Just a generic outside run, and that's a nice run for Dillon. He picks up 12. Cox on the stop for the Dolphins. We'll go to Pete Johnson. Who's Rudy Johnson, by the way? Anyway, screen pass. I'm sure he's some football player of note. And Pete Johnson breaks free. A nice play. This is going to be 45 yards. I know there was a Rudy Johnson that played somewhere, but my mind just can't wrap around and remember where he was. Gain of 45 before Scott could make the tackle, Jake Scott. And now the Bengals in business at the Dolphins 16. We'll go to Dillon, off tackle right. And he finds a hole for a little bit, 6 yards, and Jake Scott makes the tackle. 2nd and 4. We're going to run it left with Johnson, who just made a spectacular run after a catch on a screen pass. And Johnson breaks free, touchdown. And we're a point away from a dead even game. Pete Johnson out of Ohio State makes it 7-6. Your point after try is good. 7-7 with 1:44 left in the opening quarter. Here's Ted Ginn Jr. back deep. We already mentioned the return men Miami has, and that's 15 yards on the return before Ioka brings them down right at the 20. So if the kick was long enough and Ginn took a knee, same result. 1st and 10 at the 20, $1:37 on the clock now. Zonka, no pickup, perfect on the tackle. Trap right play that did not gain anything. 2nd and 10, the ball still at the 20, of course. To Zonka, 1 yard gain that time, and Casanova will be out for a few plays, and that will bring in Ioka, Nelson as the safeties, and Fulcher is in, David Fulcher, as a 5th defensive back. Let's look at him real fast. Out of Arizona State. Played on those late 90s teams. I believe he was in city government in Cincinnati or one of the suburbs during his playing days. I remember my old NFL highlights correct. 3rd and 9, ball to 21. It's been 30 years, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Throw and a catch. Landry on the play. He makes 11 yards. Landry from Marino, and that's a gain of 11. And it was Ioka on the stop. And that, with 40 seconds left, this should be the final play of the quarter if it's a running play. And it is. Zonka gains 6. We've reached the end of the first quarter. It's Miami 7 and Cincinnati 7. Later on the Big Paulius World of Sports Sim channel, Grand Slam Wrestling, we have a junior heavyweight title defense this time around. It's going to be Dr. Wagner Jr. against 60s, 70s legend Red Bastien. So I think you'll enjoy that one. That is if wrestling's your thing. Second and 4, ball at the 38, where we have a 7-7 tie, but you knew that already as the second quarter begins. They give to Zonk, and Zonk's going to get a first down out of that play, a 5-yard gain. They swept it right out of the eye, and Dunlop makes the tackle for Cincinnati. First and 10, the ball now at the 43. And here's Nathan. Nice gain, but a marker.
Illegal motion. Offense. Number 83, 5-yard penalty.
They catch Mark Clayton with an illegal motion penalty, and that backs Miami up 5 and wipes out a pretty considerable gain there. First and 15 at the 38. Marino throws, incomplete, but another marker, and we'll check that out. And we have an injury. Casanova out for the game.
Grounding. Offense. Number 13, 10-yard penalty, loss of down.
They rule it intentional grounding, even though it looked like Marino threw it in Clay's proximity. And Marino chewing out the officials, and the officials just giving it right back to Marino. One of them's got a hand on those yellow hankies they like to throw. Watch it, Dan. Don't let your temper get the best of you. And with Casanova hurt, they're going to bring in Ilioka the rest of the game out of Boise State. And that might be advantage Dolphins. They might be feasting on a more acceptable pass defense for Cincinnati, a weakened pass defense for the Bengals. It's now 2nd and 25. The throw, a catch by Clay, and he picks up 10. Needed 25. Right now it's 3rd and a cab ride to Steubenville for the Bengals. For the Dolphins, I should say. What was I saying Bengals for?
Pass interference, defense. Number 24, automatic, first down.
And there's the pass interference that gives Miami the first down, and that's the last thing Cincinnati wanted to do on 3rd and 15. Ouch. First and 10, the ball now at the 48 of Cincinnati, and it's Sanka who picks up 3, and Atkins makes the tackle. 2nd and 7, ball at the 45. Here's Marino. Atkins was injured and will return in a few plays. And that was a throw to Moore, tipped by Nelson. 3rd and 7 now, the ball at the 45. So Miami would have to punt if they don't get the first, but they get the first. And that's to Landry. He gained 14, and Ilioka makes the tackle. Well, these pronunciations, I'm bound to get it right by accident. 1st and 10, the ball at the 31 now. And here's Nathan. Nathan picks up 8. And Fulcher makes the tackle. 2nd and 2, the ball to 23. And there's Larry Zonka. Another 13 yards. Burfict tackles him at the 10. Zonka is now at 49 yards on 12 carries. So it seems that as Zonka goes, so goes this HTFL Miami Dolphin entry. They have 148 yards as a team. Cincinnati has 82. Miami has run 28 plays, and Cincinnati has just run 8 so far. First and goal at the 10. Marino the throw was looking for Clay, but could not find his man. Spikes provided coverage on the play. Usually a tight end is defended by a linebacker. 2nd and goal, ball to 10. Here's your throw. Bounces off of Clay, incomplete. And Spikes again, providing good coverage. Now it's a 3rd and goal, same spot, 10-yard line. It's a throw, touchdown Zonka. That was a throw to Zonka. Zonka had running room, and now you got a 13-7 game about to be 14-7 if Carpenter can put it through, and he does. 9:35 left in the half. Now Miami back up 7. Yeast back deep. Catches it a little past the 5, moves it out to the 28 for a pickup of 21 from the 7 to the 21. So what could Cincinnati do here to sustain a possession? Solid Miami defense, 8s, 9s, and 10s all around. The only 10 being Mr. Taylor here, Jason Taylor out of Akron. And what do you do with the defense that solid? You're going to throw it to Hujmansada. Incomplete, but a marker.
Offsides, defense. Number 73, 5-yard penalty.
Baumauer got a little aggressive. The defensive tackle. And it's 1st and 5 for the Natty. Trap right, Corey Dillon. He picks up nothing and likes it. Well, I don't think he likes it. Cox makes the tackle at the 33 for now a 2nd and 5. We'll go to Dillon on a screen with a 3 wide set. Collinsworth came in, incomplete. And even though Cincinnati scored on a quick drive, they cannot buy a 3rd down conversion. They've only run 10 plays to this point, and Miami has now run 31. With the wind advantage, here's McAnally to kick. Well, not yet, because it's 3rd and 5. I misremembered the number of downs there were. I thought I ran the screen because I thought it was a 3rd and 5, a 2nd and 5. A 3rd and 5 was actually a 2nd and 5, so this is 3rd and 5. And sometimes that happens when I play Action PC 2020. Medium slant to AJ Green, not there. Now I get the punt on 4th down. Not that I really wanted to, but here's McAnally. He's got a wind advantage, 10 to 20 miles, and that's a nice punt, 53 yards worth. And Miami let that one roll. Jin Jr. waved his hand. And Miami, with a 1st and 10 with 8:20 left and a 7-point lead, ball at the 14. Marino throws. That's caught by Clayton. He gains 17 yards. Mark Clayton. Can't remember offhand if Mark Duper is on the Miami HTFL roster, but Duper and Clayton were Marino's favorite targets when he was just starting out with the Dolphins. 1st and 10, ball at the 31. Throw incomplete. That was back when Miami really didn't have much of a running game to speak of. They just did it all throwing the ball, and Marino broke all kinds of records in 84 and 85. Of course, that 85 team was the only team to beat the Chicago Bears that year, but Miami's hopes of making the Super Bowl were dashed by the upstart New England Patriots, who made their first Super Bowl that year. No one ever knew that, of course, they would become a dynasty of the 2000s and 2010s. Okay, enough of me yapping. 2nd and 10, ball to 31. The throw, a catch by Clayton. Clayton's got running room, 32 yards worth of that. And that was thrown into double coverage, but Clayton made a nice play out of it. Flips the field, and now Miami has it at the Cincinnati 37. 1st and 10. Zonka picks up all kinds of yards on that play. Quick trap right that bursts open for 13 yards. And as we keep saying, it seems that when Zonka is on his game, the Miami Dolphins do well. 1st and 10, ball to 24. Miami's in that tough lower East division with Washington, Dallas, and a very good St. Louis team that I think has surprised everybody so far. A throw to Clay completed for 11, and Spikes makes the tackle. 1st and 10, ball to 13, and Cincinnati will call time. They were confused on defense. Now each team with 2 timeouts for the remainder of the half, 5 minutes and 49 seconds worth. 1st and 10, ball to 13. That is to Zonka, who gets back to the line, and that's an all. Spikes makes the tackle. 2nd and 10 at the 13 now. Incomplete, looking for Clayton. That was thrown a little to the left and high of him. Well, I don't know that. I'm just guessing. 3rd and 10, ball to 13. And that was batted down at the line by Atkins, so they will bring Carpenter on to try a 30-yard field goal into the wind. So this might not be a piece of cake. But Carpenter makes it look easy. 17-7 now. We have 4:59 left in the half. Yeast, again back deep for the Bengals, and he's 3 yards in his end zone. He's going to return it. Take a chance here. And the return to the 22, so it was a good call. Anytime you can get past the 20 with the ball being kicked into the end zone, that's a good decision. So now the Bengals might be forced to throw a little more, trailing by 10. But first we're going to pitch it right. Those of you who ever watched the reality show Big Brother, I don't know if they're going to be on this year with the COVID going on, but Julie Chen, of course, loves to say, but first. 1 yard gain. Dillon pitched to the right side, and it was Cameron Wake who pushed him out of bounds. Here's A.J. Green, medium fly on 2nd and 9. That's caught, and a nice play. And Wake, who I just mentioned, was hurt and will come off a few plays, replaced by Vern Den Herder of those classic 70 Miami teams, 70s teams that did so well. Could have very easily won 3 Super Bowls in a row, but Oakland in 74 in what they call the Sea of Hands game knocked them out of the playoffs in a divisional round, and that was a game that could have easily gone Miami's way, so they could have very easily won 3 Super Bowls in a row. Of course, no team has ever won 3 Super Bowls in a row. That's kind of hard to do, and we never see that happen in pro football. Who knows? Right now, of course, you got Kansas City riding high, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can repeat as champions in this 2020 season, assuming we have one. 1st and 10, the ball now at the 40. Pitch to the right for Corey Dillon. I'm going to run that play again. 6 yards.
Offsides, defense.
But an offsides against Sertain.
5-yard penalty.
And move up the Bengals 5, and we'll call it 1st down. That'll negate the play. Short out to Dan Ross. Miami was playing tight defensively, and that's a pass to Johnson on a dump off, and that's incomplete. 2nd and 5, we'll go pitch right to Corey Dillon. A gain of 6. Bocamper on the stop. 3:29 left. To Collinsworth, long fly. Cincinnati will look to go deep, but that's batted at the line. As Anderson changed the play and threw it underneath to Dillon, or that was the attempted pass, and he dropped it. 2nd and 10, ball at the 49. We have 2:46 left to go. Sweep right, Corey Dillon. And Dillon picks up 9. Setting up a 3rd and 1, and they will hurry to the line and call a play action medium pass to Green. And that's there. A.J. Green, a good target for Kenny Anderson. Now we'll go to the 2-minute warning. It's still 17-7 Miami. And what will the Bengals do here? 1st and 10 at the 25. I'm again going to look deep and go to A.J. Green, long fly. And he gets separation from the corner, and that's a touchdown. A.J. Green. Pete Johnson got the first Cincinnati score, and now Green the second. And here's your point after try. Good. Shane Graham puts that through, and it's 17-14 with 1:50 to go. Ginn Jr. back deep. And Miami decides to kick it deep. And with the wind advantage, that's an easy touchback. So Miami could do damage here, 1:50 to go, if they so choose. Cincinnati gets the ball back to start the second half. A throw and a catch to Clay, who gains 12 yards. And it seems I've been calling his name an awful lot, and for good reason. He has 6 catches for 68 yards. 1st and 10, the ball now at the 32. Here's your throw, an incompletion.
Roughing the passer, defense.
And somebody roughed Marino up.
15-yard penalty.
That would be Mr.
Automatic.
Atkins.
1st down.
And that's 15 more. Ball at the 47 for a 1st and 10. A renewed 1st and 10 play. Marino, the catch is made. Clayton, a gain of 19. Parrish angled them out. Now 1:24 left. And Cincinnati has already gained 46 yards on this drive in just 2 plays. Here's play number 3. Your throw, incomplete. Kind of forced that into Clayton. Good coverage by the Bengals on that. 2nd and 10, same spot, 34 of Cincinnati. And another incomplete pass. This time Marino was being chased by Reed and tried to throw it to Landry. Incomplete. Interesting situation here for Miami if they don't get the 1st down, but let's watch. Throw and a catch. Will it be the 1st down? Short by a few inches. And that was Clay on the catch, his 7th of the half. And Spikes brings him down, and it was just short of the first. 57 seconds left. Cincinnati will call a timeout because they will get the ball back. Here's Carpenter from 41, and it's good. 20-14 now with 53 seconds left, and now Cincinnati has a little chance to do something here. Here's Yeast. Takes it from about the goal line and returns it to the 24. So now, 47 seconds left for Cincinnati. And they were going to go medium out to A.J. Green. Miami showing blitz. A dump off to Ross, who gains 4. And Cincinnati's going to hurry to the line. And they'll go Green, medium out. They don't want to burn a timeout here. Incomplete. 3rd and 6 now. They'll go to Pickens on a medium fly. Incomplete. A little cross up there. And now Cincinnati punts it. Here's McAnally with the wind advantage. And another nice punt. 54 yards. Ginn Jr. returns at 5, so a net of 49. 1st and 10, 19 seconds left. And Miami will go to the bag of tricks. Landry on an end around gains nothing. And Cincinnati content to let this go to halftime. So your score at the half, Miami 20, Cincinnati 14. Back for the 3rd quarter, let's look at the stats real quick. 272 yards for Miami, 159 for Cincinnati. 45 plays run in the first half for the Dolphins, 22 for the Bengals. Miami has 65 yards rushing on 17 plays. Cincinnati doing a little better, 9 carries for 51. And I would think that the offensive standout so far for either team has been Mr. Clay for Miami with his 7 catches and 76 yards, probably just beating out Larry Zonka by a little bit, who has 14 carries and 62 yards. Marino, 15-28, 207, 1 interception, but 2 touchdowns. So he's on a pace for 400 today, should the game situations warrant. And here's Yeast back deep. Touchback. As he took it 2 yards deep from the end zone and said, ain't going to bring it out. Cincinnati with the wind advantage, and I think you're going to see them throw the ball a lot here in the 3rd quarter and try to take advantage of it. Here's Hujmanzada on a hitch. Once the play gets started, caught, and that's 11 yards and a 1st down. So on this 1st down effort, they'll go to Johnson. Screen. And it's close to not first. It is a first. Cox makes the tackle. They'll go to Collinsworth on a long hitch on this 1st down play. 3 consecutive 1st downs in a row. Incomplete. I don't know why that crowd was cheering. There wasn't anything to cheer about. Scott broke it up for for Miami. Here's the screen to Dillon. Dillon with running room gets the first. Pick up a 13 against Minnesota. Anderson had a good game, 20 out of 35, 279 on the touchdown. Dillon's going to run it on a 3-wide formation, and he takes advantage of the open running lanes and gains 8. Cincinnati will briefly go back to a base formation, play action, and they're going to go to Hujmanzada long. Not there. And Manny Fernandez hurt for Miami. His return is questionable. They'll bring Bowers in for Miami. 3rd and 2. Bob Trumpy's going to enter the game for the first time. No relation to our current president. Off tackle right, Corey Dillon. And that right side opens up for Cincinnati, a gain of 11. They only trail by 6. Cincinnati now facing 8 in the box, so they're going to run away from the strong side. Sweep left, Corey Dillon. Dillon fumbles, recovered by Miami. Oh, change of fortunes on that play. And Miami will take over with 10:30 left as the no-way guy, who seems to travel to all of these games, rambles on and on. First and 10, ball to 22. To Zonka. He fumbles. Cincinnati's got it. So there you see it. Back-to-back plays, back-to-back fumbles, back-to-back change of possessions. We'll go A.J. Green on a medium slant and hope there's not a turnover for the third play in a row. That's just an incompletion, as Jake Scott was instrumental in tipping that away. 10:15 now left, third quarter. We'll go to Dillon on a screen. Dillon already has one catch for 12. That's incomplete. Now a third and 10. Cincinnati in good position to at least cut the lead to 3 points, but I'm sure they would want more. Here's Collinsworth on a medium out. Throw in a catch to Green, who gains 8. 4th and 2, they'll bring on the kicking unit and bring in Shane Graham to try one for 31, and with the wind at his back, that should be good, and it is. 20-17, 9:23 left, third quarter. Very entertaining game so far, a lot of scoring. And Cincinnati now only trailing in plays 46-33. Here's Ginn Jr. back deep. That's a touchback. First and 10, the ball to 20. Let's see what Marino can do. Gives it to Zonk. Larry Zonka out of Syracuse, a 3-yard gain. They have Landry in, Jarvis Landry, as the quarterback. And they have Dan Marino split to the left. So whenever I see that, I call a run.
Holding. Offense. Number 78, 10-yard penalty.
And Miami was totally confused. Landry tried a pass, and it fell incomplete. But we'll take the holding penalty and force Miami back 10. It's now 2nd and 17. To Zonka, and Zonka had running room there. He gained 8. Nelson on the stop. It's now 3rd and 9. The ball to 21. Incomplete. Looking for Clay. Could not find Clay. Miami punts. Barring
Ball start. Offense. 5-yard
penalty.
Repeat. 4th down.
Sims is called for a false start, so it's now 4th and 14, but Cincinnati's going to keep a return on. East takes it at the 37 and loses 2. So the ball will be placed at the 35 as Cincinnati moves out. 7:44 to go. We'll give it to Anderson. Cross everybody up and put Anderson in on a sweep. And Anderson's not afraid to scramble, and he gains 10 and a first down. Our next first down play will be a trap right to Corey Dillon. He gains 3. And now Cincinnati is going to pound the rock, and they're going to pitch it left to Corey Dillon. 2 yards. 3rd and 5. Ross. Medium out. Incomplete. 4th down and 5. Pooch punt by McAnally. The sideline punt might be a little too far, and it only went 34 yards. Ginn Jr. with that return. And now Miami has it. 5:27 left, third quarter. 1st and 10, ball at the 18, and it's Zonka again. He picks up 2. Zonka has now had 18 carries in this game, so if you think Miami has gone to him an awful lot, you are correct. That's 18 of their 50 plays, 36%. 2nd and 8, ball at the 20. Throw, incomplete. And according to our statisticians, that is Clay's 2nd drop of the game. But what constitutes a drop? 3rd and 8, ball still at the 20. Throw, incomplete. Looking for Clay, spikes provided instrumental defensive coverage. So Miami has to punt again. Here's Seipel back deep. Line of scrimmage was at 20. Very short punt, 40 yards. It wasn't as short as I thought it was, and Yeast signaled for the fair catch. Long pass. I was going to set up play action, but never mind. Ross with a gain of 25. Ross has now made 3 catches for 35. Leading receiver right now is Green, 4 for 65. So we'll go to him on a short slant. That's there. Gain of 11. Madison on the stop for Miami. Johnson on the dive. I want to utilize him a little more. That is a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. Pitch right to Corey Dillon. Loss of 4. 3rd and 12. Collinsworth, well, I think they might be onto the fact that I like to go to him when he's in there. Medium fly to A.J. Green. Green with his 2nd touchdown of the day. And he goes over 100 yards. On top of that. And we have new leaders in the game, Cincinnati. Here's your point after try by Graham. And it wasn't golden. Blocked by Cox. And that will keep the score at Cincinnati 23, Miami 20 with $1:14 on the clock in the 3rd quarter. Very critical miss there on the point after by Cincy. Here's Jin. Returnable. Out to the 20. Return to 21 yards, so he took it a yard deep in his end zone. $1:02 on the clock, 3rd quarter, 1st and 10. There's your screen to Nathan. Nathan picks up 16. Nathan was another great pass catcher out of the backfield that Miami had back in the day. He's got 3 catches, 42 yards. Marino now 16 of 32 for 223. So he's kind of slacked off a little bit offensively for the Dolphins. 1st and 10. To Nathan on a pitch left. He gains 5. That'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. It's 23-20. Cincinnati. 15 more minutes to play. Very minimum. In this 4th quarter, it's 2nd and 5. The ball at the 41. Marino runs. He gains
Illegal
a yard.
Motion.
But
Offense, number 83, 5-yard penalty.
Back up Miami 5 on the illegal motion on 2nd and 5. So it's now 2nd and 10. There you see the replay, which I didn't mean to call. My apologies. 2nd and 10. As I was saying, you throw to Nathan, he gains 6, and that's it. Fulcher on the stop. 3rd and 4, ball to 42 now. Marino finds Nat Moore, and he gains 9. Riley made the stop for the Bengals. 1st and 10, the ball to 49. Penalty down. Well, we'll check that out
12
first.
12 men on the field. Offense, 5-yard penalty.
12 men on the field, and they only gained a yard, but that'll come back. 1st and 15, the ball to 46. Incomplete, deflected by Nelson. And according to our stats, Marino has now thrown 5 bad passes. But they do have the wind for this 4th quarter, and it's a 10 to 20 mile an hour wind. Rainy conditions. Throw incomplete. Looked like there might have been a penalty marker, but not the case. 3rd and 16, ball at the 46. They got to get inside the Cincinnati 40, and they won't on that play.
Upon further review, the ball was secured before it hit the ground. The pass is complete. No timeout will be charged.
And you see it there. Miami challenged the ruling of a non-catch, and it was a completed play. A 1st and 10 now for Miami at the 35. And stop me if you've heard me say this before in the HTFL. Each team can challenge one play, but all scores and all turnovers are looked at by the booth. Zonka straight ahead, 7 yards, a little bit to the right side, trap right. And it was Dunlop who made the tackle. Zonka 21 yards away from 100 yards. And he'll get a little farther there. 2-yard pickup. Dunlop again introducing himself to Larry Zonka. Hi, Larry. Nice to meet you. 3rd and 1. Ball to 26. To Nathan. No gain. So they bring Carpenter on to try a 43-yard field goal. This would tie the score. And this won't tie the score as it goes wide right. He had the wind at his back, but the Dolphins could not capitalize. 10:39 left. Cincinnati hanging on to a 3-point lead. It's 346 yards for Miami, 300 for Cincinnati. Miami has run 62 plays. Cincinnati has now run 42. This will be their 43rd. It will be a screen to Corey Dillon out of a 3-wide set. Incomplete. Marker down.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 14, 10-yard penalty, loss of down.
Oh, the old dreaded intentional grounding play where you lose not only 10 yards but a down. So it's 2nd and 10. A draw to Corey Dillon. Cincinnati does not want to be throwing into this wind, but that 2nd and 20 kind of set that up to where they had no choice. Shotgun and a man in motion for Cincinnati this time will go to Green, medium fly. Cincinnati trying to hold on to that 3-point lead. A throw underneath to Hujmanzada, but they needed 15 and they only got 5. So McAnally back for the Bengals, punting into the wind. And that was a punt of 40 yards. Jin makes the fair catch, not wanting to jeopardize Miami's field position. With the wind at their backs, they trail by 3, 8:57 left to go. Can they get a score here before the end of the game? Game of 5 by Zonka, and Burfict brought him down. Zonka now at 86 yards. He needs 14 more for 100. 1st and 10. And that was for Nathan. Fulcher nearly picked it off for Cincinnati. It's now a 3rd and 5. Throw, catch, 1st down. Landry. He picks up 10. Ball now at the 42 for this next 1st and 10 play. Throw, a catch. Clay this time for 14. Spikes made the tackle for the Bengals. Now move it to the Cincinnati 44. 1st and 10 again. Your throw is incomplete. Looking for Clay, and that was his 3rd drop of the day. Same spot, 2nd and 10. Throw. Close to the 1st down. He gets it. And I'm not going to challenge the ruling of a 1st down. 10-yard play to Landry. Ilioka makes the tackle. 1st and 10, 34-yard line. Zonka, 2 more. He's now at 88 rushing. And he also has a catch for 10 yards. He's had 22 carries this day. 5:47 left on this 2nd and 8 from the 32. That's to Tony Nathan. And Nathan picks up 16. Fulcher on the stop. And Marino now goes over 300 yards, although it took him 43 throws to get there. 1st and 10 at the 16. Marino. End zone, incomplete. Looking for Clayton, was covered very well by Parrish. 2nd and 10 at the 16. Zonka again. 2 more yards. He's at 90. 3rd and 8. Ball to 14 of Cincinnati. And there's a touchdown. Clay again. That's his 2nd of the day, and he goes over 100 yards for the day receiving. We've been so busy looking at Larry Zonka and him inching close to 100 yards rushing that we forgot that Clay was very close to 100 yards catching. Here's Carpenter. Point after try. Good. And it's 27-23, and that missed extra point on Cincinnati's last touchdown is going to come back and bite him here with 3:58 to go, maybe. Yeast back deep, and he has to down it. Cincinnati needs a touchdown for the win or the lead with 3:58 left. Hujmanzada on a slant. He's got it. A gain of 14. Tackled by Surtain. We'll go to Green on a short hitch. He's been a go-to guy for the Bengals today, and that's another catch for him. Season high, 112 yards receiving on his 7th catch. Corey Dillon on a screen. That's incomplete. And no flag. Hujmanzada, short slant. Try to beat the blitz of Miami here. And they do. Gain of 11 and a first down. Cincinnati going no huddle. Try to get another play in before the 2-minute timeout. Short out to Collinsworth. Caught. First down. A gain of 12. But remember, Cincinnati needs a touchdown, not a field goal. That would have extended the game had Graham made that extra point. Minute 59 left, 2-minute warning called. It's Miami 27, Cincinnati 23. 419 yards of total offense for Miami, 357 for Cincy. 73 plays called by Miami, 50 for Cincinnati. Cincinnati needs a touchdown. Fly to Green. Green not there. Ball was a step ahead of him. Madison was all over him, according to our spotters. And we'll go to Ross on a medium hitch. Each team with all 3 timeouts remaining. That's caught on a first down. Pick up a 17. And Cincinnati's going to burn a timeout. They're first. Ball is at the 16. They'll go 3 wide, and they'll put Collinsworth back in on a medium fly. Not there. Almost had it. But he bobbled the ball. Dillon off. Trap right. A gain of 3. 3rd and 7. Cincinnati's going to take their time here just a little bit. Medium out to Hujmanzada. 2 plays that could define the game. Incomplete. Now it is 4th and 7 at the 13. We will go motion, shotgun, medium pass to Pickens for the lead. And we will call the play. If you're a Bengal fan, hold your breath. Anderson. Touchdown, Collinsworth. Chris Collinsworth out of Florida with the go-ahead touchdown. We have 61 seconds left. Your extra point try. No good again. Unbelievable. Graham, and that was not blocked. That was pulled to the left. No good. So Graham cannot hit an extra point in the clutch. And now Miami just needs a field goal to win. But they will only have 1 minute, 1 second, minus whatever time is spent on the kickoff to do it. Here's Jin. It's going to be taken by an up-back, which was Mercury Morris.
Receiving team.
Oh, but an illegal block on Cox. So that took 8 seconds off the clock. They'll bring Chris Chambers in as a 4th wideout. And now Miami has to get in field goal range and do so in 53 seconds from their own 12. They got to go 88 yards for a score, a touchdown. They get 10 there, first down. Marino with a season high of 331. Cincinnati's not going to help them out calling timeouts, but Miami calls their first. 2 left. 46 seconds left, 1st and 10. Cincinnati up 2 points. 29-27, 3-yard gain. Marino to Clayton, that's all they could get. 2nd and 7, ball to 25. Here's your throw, incomplete, looking for more, and Riley provided good coverage. 3rd and 7. Another incompletion. According to our stats, that's Marino's 6th bad pass of the day. So this is your ball game. 4th and 7. Your ball game potentially. Ball to 25. A first down. Miami is still alive, but barely. Landry made the catch. Ambrose made the tackle. 25 seconds left, and Miami will burn a second timeout. They have one left. First and 10, ball to 36. Incomplete, looking long to Chambers. And it looked like Marino threw that off the back of his foot. That's usually not good technique for a quarterback. Second and 10, the ball still at 36. Marino. Incomplete. Chambers looking for a penalty flag, but there won't be one. 7 seconds left in the game. Cincinnati sending everybody back. Deep zone prevent. And Rod Gronkowski is not in the backfield for Cincinnati, and that's your ball game. An incomplete pass. Marino threw 53 times, 27 completions, 345 yards. And Cincinnati finds the way to win, 29-27. See it there, pretty even. 443 your total yards for Cincinnati, for Miami, 390 for Cincinnati. Each team scored every time they were in the red zone. Each team converted a fourth down on their only attempts. Cincinnati had trouble early in third down conversions, and they finished 3 out of 10. Miami held the ball 34 minutes and 19 seconds. There were 6 runs of more than 10 yards, 4 of them for Cincinnati. Four passing plays of more than 25 yards or more. Miami had 1. Each team turned it over twice. 13 penalties in the game, 9 for Miami. 29 first downs for Miami to 21 for Cincinnati. Miami had run 81 plays, which seems like a lot, and Cincinnati ran 56, so that's why the game went so long. 29-27 Cincinnati over Miami. That moves Cincinnati to 3-2. They'll be a half game behind Cleveland, pending the results of whoever Cleveland plays. If Cleveland loses, Cincinnati would hold the tiebreaker on them based on a Week 3 win. Your next 3 games, Dallas at New England, Buffalo at Jacksonville, that'll be an unplugged game, and Philadelphia will travel to Tampa. Again, your final, 29-27, Cincinnati beats Miami. Miami falls to 2-3, Cincinnati to 3-2. We'll catch you again next time. Bye-bye for now, everybody. Good night and God bless.